Hey everyone, this week I'm checking out the House of Commodity. Stay tuned. All right, so I did pick up recently another discovery kit. 1 second here, let me unwrap it. And this is from the House of Commodity. I don't have any experience with them. I am familiar with them. I've heard of them. I know that they have, especially in this one, they're kind of showcasing the different scent spaces, they call it. And so we'll go through and I'll discuss those as I smell them. But this also has paper, book, juice, and gold. So I don't know. So the milk is the one that's using the scent space. I will say I don't know what the notes are for these. My plan is to give you guys first impressions, and then I'm going to try and record further notes, like after I've worn them a little bit more. Not notes, but like my notes, not the notes of the fragrance. After I've worn them a little bit more. And then inject those at the end of them. So I'm gonna still try and keep it relatively short, not go too long, but I figure that will at least provide some use. I can give you guys what I first think and then tell you what after I've worn them a little bit. We'll start off with gold. And I'm going to guess that this is citrus. That is my guess. If I'm gonna guess it's like citrus and like vetiver, something like that. Maybe it'll be just like another vetiver style fragrance. I don't know, let's find out. Interesting bottles. I like that they're 2 milliliter. That's as opposed to 1.5. Everyone's like starting to real skimp on that, and that's annoying. But you can get a lot of wears out of 2 milliliters. I think it's like 4 to 6 like full wearings. Okay, I was wrong. Ooh, that's interesting. It's a lot creamier than I was expecting. This is really good. I was expecting it to just be kind of bright citruses, and I was gonna be like, all right, fine. This is like vanilla or tonka bean. I mean, there's definitely something there. It's kind of giving me a little bit of a creamsicle vibe. Gold though. It smells opulent, so that's not bad. I mean, this smells really good. I will say this smells unisex. The thing I say, like this is kind of creamy creamsicle, like I was saying. Not quite like Mandaloro di Sicilia from Acqua di Parma, if I got that name anywhere close to right. But it is still doing something similar. So, man, it's really, yeah, it's really good. This is something that I would expect. It's pretty mass appealing. There's nothing really challenging about this one. Doesn't need to be though. This just seems like a comfortable blanket of a fragrance, I think. It smells good. In the case of gold, I actually really like it a lot the more I wore it. The scent is more personal, even though it says expressive. I found it to be a little bit closer to the skin. The dry down was nice, kind of really still sticking with that creamy, kind of citrusy thing, but it's really, really good. I really like it quite a bit. I would absolutely get a bottle of that. All right, next up is juice. You know, I will sometimes go to like Nordstrom's or Macy's or, you know, department stores, and I'll smell stuff. And it's rare that I ever smell anything bad. But I think it's also rare that I smell stuff where I'm like, that's really good. Like, I like that a lot. And while this one is probably a little bit more feminine than, I don't know, maybe not actually. I mean, it's really juicy. This is absolutely very juicy, but it's very sweet. So I feel like it's making me salivate. It has, man, okay. It's not very sharp sweet. It's kind of soft sweet. Again, kind of like gold. It feels cozy. It feels comfortable. Like both of these fragrances, I don't think really either one of them have had sharp edges. And when this is gold. Yeah, okay. I wanted to separate them, or I wanted to smell them. You know, in a way, it feels like they're doing something in a similar vein. Gold almost has a, well, I shouldn't return to gold. Gold has a little bit of like a sweetheart, you know, like the, or sweet tart, sorry, sweet tart kind of thing going on without the sourness. It just kind of, juice to me is, it is that. It's juice, it's a little bit of fruit, but it does feel floral to me. I'm curious what that is, but soft, sweet, not too challenging, a little bit feminine, but pleasant. I think juice expressive is a little bit more expressive. I think the profile, if you're familiar with Porthole from Lamari, or Ican from Kajal, or Herba Pura from Xerjoff, I think if you like that kind of thing, you'll like juice. I think it has a really good scent to it, kind of nice and tropical, so it sticks around pretty long as well. All right, next up is book. Book and paper. How are those gonna be very different? I wonder if this one's gonna be a lot more like woods, maybe. Oh, let's find out. So this is book. I feel like I've smelled this before. This smells like a men's designer fragrance. Kind of has that vibe. There's something so familiar in this. There's some note in here that, man, it smells good. Like this would be like a good work scent, I think. A good daily driver, something it's got a little bit of sweetness, but not a ton. So I don't think that this would be something that you get really tired of. To me, it's kind of a little bit, I mean, a little bit green, but not very. There's something in here though. Hold on, man, I don't want to look up the notes, but it's just like something in here that's driving me crazy that not in a bad way, like in a good way. It just is very familiar, but it's a note that I feel like I don't come across it very often. And I've come across it, I feel like in some weird fragrances, like the note in here reminds me of the note in Hummer H2, which was an auto fragrance that I had. I've never talked about it on the channel. It's actually surprisingly good. It's kind of like one of those Paris Hilton for men situations where it's like super cheap and then you smell it and you're like, that's pretty pleasant. I gave it to a friend. This is better than that. Like this has more depth and elegance to it. That one smelled a little bit cheap. Even though it smelled good, it smelled kind of cheap. This doesn't to me. This smells, it has whatever that note is that I have to find out now because it's driving me crazy, but it is familiar. It has that, and then it adds in some more aromatics. It's very pleasant. I would say this one, all of these so far I think have been fairly unisex, if not like with slight leanings. So I would probably lean that one a little bit more masculine. I think Book is one of the better executions of cedar that I've encountered. But I have a fundamental issue, which is that, I'm sorry, all fragrance lovers, but Virginia cedarwood and like Eastern cedar does not smell as good as Western cedar. And the kinds of cedar that we have around here in Western Washington, I've done a lot of construction. I did a lot of stuff with my father and projects and stuff like that. I'm extremely familiar with the smell of cedar. So normally I find it pretty screechy because it's implemented poorly. But I think that in this case, it actually is pretty good. It's just for me, it's a little one note, and also it's not the kind of cedar that I want to smell. So unfortunately that works poorly for me. All right, paper. Let's see what the story is with paper. I can already get it. It smells like something, but I'm also smelling it on paper. I'm gonna spray it on skin. It's very subtle, This is a more subtle fragrance, I think. There is a distinct smell to it, but it's mild. And this is gonna be the weirdest thing you've ever heard, but it smells like the part of Costco that doesn't have a food court. Like that's real. It smells like Costco. Like, take out all of the food stuff. There's no food smells in this. This doesn't have any like samples. There's none of that. It smells like the warehouse at Costco. Whoop. That is such a weird description, but it fits perfectly. I don't know how. I mean, I have a Costco membership. I go there. Yeah, that's really interesting. This is a very subtle fragrance, I think, overall. Like, kind of watery, but there's it's hard not to get paper. It's hard to get paper out of your mind when you're smelling it. Man, it's interesting. This one's subtle. I thought that this was probably just gonna be like vetiver or something like that. Again, I just assume everything's gonna be vetiver apparently, but no, it's, I will say there's something weird about it on my skin. I don't know. I'm gonna give this one some more time. I am intrigued by it for sure. It is very light, and this is the expressive form. So I kind of want to know what the other two versions smell like on either side of it, because this seems pretty light to me. Like, it isn't Not a Perfume by Juliet Has a Gun, but I almost would put it into the same category as, like, you probably don't wear this on your own, or on its own, or if you do, you just understanding that it's more of a personal skin scent, I think. Okay, let us take a look at the scent space. Oh, I've got the notes in here, but I'm not reading them. Okay, so the scent space, they have expressive, personal, and bold. Expressive collection is the starting point. They're considered to be perfectly balanced. Personal is for those who prefer a subtle, intimately projecting fragrance. And then bold, there's no modesty, room fillers, that's their goal. So I have some theories about how they accomplish this, because you could probably get a lot of the way there with just concentrations. I mean, this could be like EDP, EDT, and EDC or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a cologne, a toilette, and a parfum or something. Because the more oil you have, the less volatile, because I think you'll have less alcohol, so the fragrance will be less volatile. So I would assume that it might be stronger, but it might also be more personal. It's kind of my theory. So let's just start off in their thing. We'll start off with the white one, which I think is the expressive. This is the kind of their recommended. All right, so we're starting off with Commodity Milk. It actually is. It is milk, and you go, why would you want to wear that? And it's like, I don't know, it feels like a vanilla, cinnamony horchata sort of thing. Oh, that's really pleasant. If you like Mercedes-Benz Club Black, I think you would like Milk. It's different enough. You know, Club Black has some spices in it and stuff like that that kind of gives it that. This has a very smooth texture. This feels texturally milky. It feels creamy, soft. That is really nice. I like that a lot. Okay, wow, very milky. I assume these other two will probably also be similar. I'm not sure. All right, so the middle tier milk one. Okay. Interesting. So it definitely is like a very, it's similar. It's not as soft. This one feels a little bit more forward. It feels like maybe milk with a shot of vodka in it. Like, it feels like there's a little bit of an edge to this one. Feels like it would probably be, this one This one feels like it'll hang around longer. It feels a little bit more dense. Still has a lot of the same elements, but it just feels a little bit more dense. Okay, let's check out Bold. Okay, Bold. Yeah, this is interesting. Bold feels, yeah, very forward. I mean, this I will say, this kind of feels like you're turning up the volume on the fragrance, with each of them. So it's different levels, and I'm not sure if it's necessary, to be honest with you. Like, I think I'm going to wear these three separately, and I'm gonna pay close attention to the experience in particular, because I want to know if there's a real meaningful difference, because they smell similar. You could tell there's little differences between them. I think I like the first one the most. When you dial it up, it starts going into a slightly different direction, and I feel like it's not quite as interesting. It's interesting. It's an interesting concept. I'm not sure about this though. So, like I said, I'm gonna try and inject some other things here, and then maybe I'll finish up there with a full summation. But for the milks, honestly, I'm really not into the versions apart from the personal. The expressive and the bold, those are, I don't know the best way to describe them beyond spiky. There's something in them that's kind of, with the personal, with the original, number one, I think that it actually has a pretty good kind of, like, it has good sillage, and it seems to have some decent projection. But the issue when you amp it up is it kind of takes that lovely milk note, and it starts to go in kind of a direction that isn't really, it feels like the milk has gone sour a little bit to me. Like, it kind of just, it starts giving off this vibe to me that's like, oh, I should have washed that cup out. You know what I mean? Which is weird. But that being said, I think the original one is, in this set, I think milk and gold, I would rank them milk, gold, paper, juice, book. That would be the rank that I would do them in. And I think milk is pretty dang good. Right off the bat, I think these all smell really nice. I am curious, what are the prices on commodity fragrances? So bottle, $1.50. Yeah, I think the pricing isn't terrible. You know, it looks like it's $35 to $150. I wonder if you can get any of them on, you know, discounters or whatnot. But $32 up to $150. Yeah, I think that's pretty fitting. Honestly, I think that works. I am going to, like I said, I'm gonna kind of play around with the scent space thing, and I'll give you my feedback on that. But I'm gonna pass it off to future Joe to sign things off. Thank you. So let me know your thoughts. I would love to know if anyone else has smelled this, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.